I'm thrilled to be here in Philadelphia with you. The energy here, the energy in this building, all around is just invigorating. I want to start by thanking the organizers of the Global Oval, which are listed here, the One Campaign, the Better World Campaign, CARE, the Lava Productions, because they're bringing us together and they're bringing global development to the forefront of our discussions this week. Now, I've been asked to talk about what the future holds when it comes to global affairs. We know that it's no secret that we are facing huge global challenges. The refugee crisis, the Zika virus, ISIS, we could keep going. But I am optimistic that we can come up with a global and a strong global response with U.S. leadership anchoring that response and being able to respond to the challenges that we face in the future to both prevent them or mitigate them. Now, our development policies and programs are some of the best tools that we have in this effort, and especially when we are trying to integrate them with everything that we do in development, in defense, and in diplomacy. Let me just say a couple of things about development. Development offers great opportunities with very high return. The United States, as most of you know, spends about 1% of its budget in foreign assistance. And that's a very small investment, but the returns are incredible. It makes the lives of millions and millions of people better. It has helped reduce poverty for millions of people around the world. It's moved forward, it's catalyzed a global health revolution that has really nearly halved the child mortality we see around the world, and it gives us the opportunity to be able to see a new generation that is AIDS-free. We also have to remember that development is intrinsic to national security. We know that there's a connection between these concepts of lack of opportunity, of marginalization, of repression, and violent extremism and instability. Diplomacy and development save money, and most importantly, they save lives. They help prevent conflict, and that is an essential component of being able to have us move forward. Our generals and our admirals agree with that. Development is also an investment in our own prosperity. Promoting economic growth in other countries opens the door for our own businesses, for American businesses, and for American jobs. Remember that 10 of our largest 15 trading partners were once recipients of U.S. foreign assistance. And today, nearly half of our exports go to developing countries. So development advances not only other countries, but it also advances our own prosperity. So development delivers. And yes, it advances our own interests. But beyond that, and so important, development is a reflection of America's values. It tells the world that we are a nation that turns towards the big problems, that we respond with head and heart, that we believe in the dignity of every human being, and that we respond in a way that will make us all grow closer together. Our next president has to understand all this. We need a leader who will confront the challenges at home and prioritize global development as an integral part of our foreign policy. And that president is Hillary Clinton. Let me give you two examples of how Hillary has elevated development and fought to make the development programs that we have provide sustainable results and real impact. When she was secretary, Hillary launched a global hunger and food security initiative. It's called Feed the Future, and it helps farmers increase their productivity and sell their crops. It also helps mothers and children improve in their nutrition so that they also can thrive. And we've already been seeing the impact. We've seen the reducing poverty rates, the reduction in childhood stunting, particularly in sub-Saharan Africa. In fact, Congress has just passed the Global Food Security Act to make sure that this work can continue. Another example, and this one is very close to my heart, is fighting human trafficking. When I was Undersecretary of State, I met with many young women, some as young as 12 years old, who were trafficked and who were abused and were held behind closed doors. Hillary has long recognized this problem, and she's also recognized that development cannot happen when a country leaves its women behind. And there is no sure sign of leaving women behind than the failure to stop trafficking of young women and girls. As First Lady, Hillary fought for the Trafficking Victims Protection Act. And when she was Secretary of State, she oversaw nearly 170 anti-trafficking programs in over 70 countries. Human trafficking is one of the toughest, the cruelest, the most heartbreaking challenges. And Hillary Clinton is committed to making this issue a moral and a strategic priority in her presidency. Hillary Clinton has the initiative, the experience, the commitment, and the vision to keep development at the core of America's approach to the world. And she has chosen a running mate in Tim Kaine, who is equally dedicated to advancing opportunities and equality for everyone, a commitment that began when he worked in a vocational school in Honduras, where I lived for 3 years, and he continued to do this work in his public service in Virginia. Now, there's clearly a stark contrast between a Clinton-Kaine and a Trump-Pence across almost every issue, and of course, that includes global development. Donald Trump sneers at promoting development in other nations, and Mike Pence proposed eliminating our foreign assistance agencies, AID, and the Millennium Challenge Corporation. As president, Hillary Clinton will deepen and expand the work that she began under the Obama administration. She will ensure that U.S. investment and development advances our shared global goals. And she will make sure that those goals that are embodied in the Sustainable Development Goals and in the Paris Climate Agreement are held fast and advanced. Hillary Clinton will respond to today's global challenges, and she will do it by working with partners. She will look at the humanitarian tragedy stemming from the Syria conflict, the threat of Zika, climate change, other pandemics, and she will work with others to make a global challenge be responded to with a global response. Hillary Clinton will invigorate our efforts to end extreme poverty and to promote inclusive growth. She will ensure that America leads in addressing infrastructure and energy deficits, and she will certainly accelerate climate-smart food and water security. And of course, as you all know, Hillary would not be Hillary, as we have just heard, if she were not fighting for women and girls and gender equality. Her declaration in 1995, more than 20 years ago, that human rights is women's rights and women's rights are human rights, continues to inspire all of us today. She was warned not to use those words in China, but she was determined to give a voice to all those people who need to be able to have the right to fulfill their own potential. So Hillary will work to build bridges and not build walls, And she will make sure to do that because that's the smart thing to do and because it will further American security and prosperity. That is why Hillary Clinton is my candidate. She is with us. She is with all of us. Thank you.